Hello and welcome to Pedro's Movie Cabin. This is Pedro. I am in the new cabin. I have a bit of a different setup now. I have just arms that apparently do things, so you can see my arms. I'm sat down on a chair. The tripod is behind me. It has a light on it. I shall show you now. See, that is the light. I also have that light over there, and this is the setup. So this is the microphone, my pop filter, which I use. I'm not using for this. I'm using it for when I do the podcast, and I have stuff over there. So the lighting is pretty cool. I made it try and feel a bit more cavern-y and stuff, but this is the best I can do at the moment for a video. This is being shot in 4K UHD, 30 frames or 60 frames a second. I'm not sure, but this is the first. What the fuck did I buy in a long time? A very long time by the sound of things. And yeah, there is a hefty chunk of stuff to come. There are some 4Ks and there are a fair few Blu-rays. So I'm gonna kick off with the Blu-rays first. This is the brilliance of having a voucher for CEX. Allows me to amass all this stuff, and to be honest with you, I bought quite a bit today. So the first one I'm going to show is a box set, which I own this on DVD, and I've wanted to get it on Blu-ray for a while. And when we had no internet, this was basically the only thing that could get us through the day, because we had the Xboxes, we had the PlayStation, the Blu-ray player, DVD player, but no internet, so we couldn't watch anything like Disney Plus or Netflix or Amazon Prime. So we ended up watching the DVD version of this just to get through a day, because it is funny. So when I saw this in CEX and it had a price tag of 20 quid on it, I was just like, I watch it all the time. It would be stupid not to pick it up, and it's the Friends Blu-ray collection. This is, I don't know how many discs, 21 Blu-ray discs, all seasons 1 through 10, and from season 1, which started in 1994, to season 10, which ended in 2004. I know this show word for word. I absolutely adore this. This is one of my favourite, if not my favourite, sitcom show of all time. I do like How I Met Your Mother, but there's something about Friends. I remember when this premiered on Channel 4 here in the UK in 1994 on a Friday night. It was 9 o'clock, followed by Frasier, followed by King of the Hill, believe it or not, at 10 o'clock on a Friday night. Then it was Home Improvement, and then at 11 o'clock you had Northern Exposure, and then that was when TV was great back in the day, but now it's just shit. But yeah, so for 20 quid, the complete season box set of Friends on Blu-ray. I know there's a 4K out, but I'm not paying £179 for the 4K Blu-ray when this is perfectly adequate and good. This is going to look like it does on Netflix, as opposed to the DVDs, which are full frame. Well, not full frame, they are cropped in at 4.3 or 4:3 to fit CRTs that were the norm in 1994. But yeah, so season 1 to 10 of Friends, bargain at 20 quid. So that is my first pickup. Then we have Arrow's latest release. I thought this was on 4K, but I don't think it is. I think it was only a Blu-ray, but with a 4K remaster. It's Arrow's latest release of Chronicles of Riddick. I also have their release of Pitch Black, if I can get to it. Excuse-moi, s'il vous plaît. I also have their release of Pitch Black as well. So fingers crossed that Arrow decided to do a release of Riddick as well. So this was good. This was, I think I paid $19.99 for this. It was in HMV, and I saw it. I popped in on my way to work, and I was just like, you know what? I was going to buy it anyway, so I might as well pick it up now. So yeah, the Chronicles of Riddick director's cut and theatrical cut apparently. I love the Riddick films. These are actually my favourite Vin Diesel movies. I like the Fast and the Furious films, but there's something about the Riddick films. Obviously, I think because I am a science fiction fan, I actually enjoy the Riddick films more than I enjoy the other ones. Excuse me, I'm taking the CEX stickers off because I forgot to do it on these ones. On this one. Which is the next one I'm going to show, actually. Let me pop them in the bin. So this is a film I've never seen, and I have seen the other film, which this is usually compared to. Like the one it's compared to is the Long Good Friday, which I do own. I own the limited edition tin slipcover from Anchor Bay on DVD, which comes with the soundtrack, and I also own the Arrow Blu-ray. Is that it? Yeah, so I also own the Arrow Blu-ray of The Long Good Friday. But the one I've never seen is Mona Lisa from Neil Jordan, starring Bob Hoskins, Kathy Tyson, Robbie Coltrane, and Michael Caine. Always escaped me, Mona Lisa has. This one film that I've never seen. So this was sort of a blind buy, I guess. Because it's one I have always wanted to watch. But yeah, just never got around to watching it. But Mona Lisa, this was £8 in CEX. It has the disc, obviously. It has the art cards. And it has the reversible sleeve, because it's an Arrow release. All Arrow releases have the reversible sleeve. So, kind of looking forward to checking this one out. Like I said, it's one that's always escaped me, one that I've never ever gotten around to watching. So, looking forward to checking this out at some point. Then, one I picked up today. This is a film, again, I've only seen bits of. I've never seen the whole film. And it's a Nick Cage movie from... what year was it? 2019, I think it is. I think it's 2019. But it's based on a H.P. Lovecraft short story called The Colour Out of Space. And it is The Colour Out of Space, directed by Richard Stanley, who, if you are unaware of Richard Stanley is a South African filmmaker. He's only made a handful of movies in his career. So he made the first film, I think it was Hardware, which starred Dylan McDermott, sorry, not Dermot Mulroney. Dylan McDermott, which was sort of a post-apocalyptic killer robot movie, but that sounds really like VHS days, but it's really, really well done. Like, the robot itself is just incredible. And then he made a film called Dust Devil, and was hired to do a film version of The Island of Dr. Moreau, but there was issues with that film. There's a whole documentary about it, which is really good. And some people thought Richard Stanley's never going to make another film again, but he did. He came back and he made The Colour Out of Space, which, from what I hear, is very good. And yeah, I'll be giving this a crack at some point. 110 minutes long. I love anything that's like cosmic horror. Like, being a sci-fi fan, yes, I probably would. But yeah, intrigued by this movie, so gonna give that a watch. Then we have, this was another pickup in CEX today. Not CEX, in HMV today. This is, this was $6.99. I still have the sticker on it because I literally took it out of the carrier bag just before I sat down to record this video. I have seen this film. I've only seen it once. I saw it years and years and years ago when it first, I think it was shown on BBC Two or BBC One, something like that. It's a film by Tony Scott, and it stars Robert De Niro and Wesley Snipes. It is The Fan. This is released by Signal One Entertainment. This was $6.99 in HMV. It has two versions. No, it doesn't. It has a DVD and it has a Blu-ray. Did not know that. I thought it was just the Blu-ray, which is pretty cool. Like I said, it's directed by Tony Scott. So, as a fan of action movies and Tony Scott in general, like, the dude was amazing. Stuff he made was fantastic. Like, his visual eye was insane. If you look at how he shot sunsets, and I think I've mentioned this before. So, if you look at the stuff that he filmed in Los Angeles, like Beverly Hills Cop 2 and what else was there? See, my mind has drawn a complete blank now. But as a visual artist, Tony Scott was great, and he was a really good. Oh, look, Last Boy Scout. How he shoots Los Angeles. He shoots Los Angeles like no one else shoots Los Angeles. It's incredible, and to the point. If you look at the opening, and I've said this before in another video, if you look at the opening of Ridley Scott's Black Rain, and you see how the sunset or the sunrise is shot as Michael Douglas is riding the motorbike through New York in the opening credits. It just brings to mind, you think, well, maybe he had a chat with Tony and said, Tony, how do I make a sunset look amazing? I make it look amazing by hiring you to direct the opening of my Japanese New York cop movie. Black Rain's amazing, by the way. So yeah, so really intrigued to double check this. Well, check this out again because, like I said, it's been many years since I first saw it. I first saw it when it came out on TV. I think it was shown on BBC. It might have been ITV or Channel 4 or something like that. But yeah, really intrigued to see this again. Then one, I kind of feel bad that I missed this when it was in the premium collection at HMV, when it was exclusive to that, because I really wanted to get that version of it. But I think it went out of print quite quickly, and when I've seen it in other places like CEX, they're always asking like a crazy high price for it. But I picked this up because I've been meaning to get it for so many years, and it's the Little Shop of Horrors. Frank Oz's director's cut, apparently, of Little Shop of Horrors, the remake or musical remake of Roger Corman's 1960s. Jack Nicholson starring low budget monster creature feature, I guess. It's Little Shop of Horrors. Little Shop of Horrors is incredible. So good. Such a good movie. And this was $7.99 in HMV. So I was just like, I'm going to have to get it. I think this is a re-release. But it's released by Warner Brothers in a thin case, but it's not like a Warner Archive release, which is intriguing because I like the Warner Archive releases. I don't like that they are quite highly priced for a film that is essentially, for a release that is basically just a film. I can understand it if it was still the burn on demand that they were doing a few years ago. That would be understandable, but as a sell-through release, I think the $14.99 is a bit high for. I think if it was $12.99, it would be worth it. But I think 15 quid is a bit too steep, especially the fact that they're just Blu-ray and it's just the movie. But yeah, Little Shop of Horrors is great. Love Little Shop of Horrors. I have the soundtrack somewhere, and it's amazing. Suddenly Seymour. So yeah, Little Shop of Horrors. This is a pickup. I've never seen this, and this is quite a new release. I think this came out literally last month, but it was $12.99 in HMV. And being, again, like I've said many a times, a science fiction fan, especially classic science fiction, 1950s and 1960s sci-fi, and British black and white sci-fi, I thought, you know what, I'm going to have to give this a go because it sounds right up my street. It's Devil Girl from Mars. I don't really know a lot about this, but apparently it's a cult classic according to Studio Canal. This is number... I don't think it's numbered. But it's from 1954. It stars David MacDonald... No, directed by David MacDonald, sorry. Starring Patricia LaFan, Hugh McDermott, Hazel Court, Peter Reynolds, and Adrienne Corey. One winter evening in a lonely Scottish inn, guests become prisoners when Naya, a pitiless Martian with a robot minion, lands on Earth and traps them within an invisible wall. This literally sounds like heaven for me. So yeah, Devil Girl from Mars. Intrigued to see this film, just to see what it's all about. It could be crap. I don't know. But for $12.99, it was worth a punt. and I do enjoy classic British sci-fi. Next up, we have 3 films that I picked up today from CEX. First one is excuse me about the coughing. First one is Furiosa, Mad Max Saga. This is the latest movie in the Mad Max universe, as you may very well be aware, starring Anya Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. This is not what I was expecting it, and I was happily surprised that it didn't follow the same sort of plot progression as Fury Road, because Fury Road is a one-of-a-kind and it's a masterpiece. This does have its issues, I'm not going to lie, it does have its issues. It's a little bit overlong at 148 minutes, but this film was just, it was so good, so good. I was holding out, I was trying to hold out to get the 4K to add it to the 4Ks that I have now. So I'm covering my face. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, I was holding out to pick up the 4K, but it was 12 quid from CEX, and it didn't cost me any money, so I was like, yeah, go on, I might as well. And I can get 2 others with this voucher. So yeah, Furiosa and Mad Max Saga. Can add this to my Mad Max Universe collection, which includes the 4Ks of the original 3 movies, the 4K of, is it? Which I might as well show you. I picked up the 4K of Fury Road as well. This is a upgrade to the Blu-ray that I have, which I will eventually upgrade Furiosa to the 4K as well. So this is one of the 4Ks that I picked up. I love Mad Max, as you are all aware, because I've shown them in the past. They are up on the top at the moment. I will be getting shot of, I can't even find it now. I will be getting shot of the Blu-ray of Fury Road now that I have the 4K. And yeah, Furiosa, Mad Max, just post-apocalyptic greatness. Another new release that this is another franchise that I adore. I think Michael Bay's best franchise. You forget the Transformers movies, and it would have been good if he'd done like a rock franchise where he'd followed Stanley Goodspeed on different missions for the FBI after the Rock. But luckily we have Mike Lowry and Marcus in Bad Boys Ride or Die. This is the 4th film in the Bad Boys franchise. Unlike the first 2, this and Bad Boys for Life were directed by I can never, because I can't remember their names. Well, I know their names, but I can't pronounce them properly. I'm trying to find where I've put the others. Is that them down there? So that's Bad Boys 1 and 2. Is that Bad Boys? Yeah, so Adil and Bilal. So there's Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys 1 and 2, and now I have Bad Boys Ride or Die. I've heard this is a lot of fun and the best Bad Boys movie since Bad Boys 2, which I'm really, really looking forward to checking out because I haven't seen it yet. I didn't see it in the cinema, so I might have a full-on Bad Boys marathon. Will Smith, Martin Lawrence are fantastic in these. Bad Boys for Life, Bad Boys Ride or Die. Yeah, I thinks, I can't find it. I also have the Bad Boys 1 as a separate Blu-ray. I have Bad Boys 1 as a separate Blu-ray. So that is Bad Boys Ride or Die, which I'm looking forward to checking out. And this one was, this was £6. I love this film. I've been meaning to pick it up for a super long time, but never got around to it. And then I saw it in CEX today, and I was just like, I've got Furiosa, I've got Bad Boys Ride or Die. I'm just going to pick it up. If I don't pick it up, I'll never pick it up. And I love it. It's Grosse Pointe Blank. It's John Cusack and Minnie Driver, Dan Aykroyd and Alan Arkin in this hitman comedy from George Armitage. No, yeah, it is George Armitage. It is George Armitage. From George Armitage from 1996 or 7. This is my favourite John Cusack movie. It seems that every movie John Cusack has made post Grosse Pointe Blank, he has played some variation of Martin Blanc. It has an incredible 80s soundtrack. It also has Jeremy Piven. It's got what's his name? I can't remember his name now. But the music was coordinated, like the music coordinator for the film was Joe Strummer from The Clash, which is why I guess this has such a good soundtrack. It's also a very funny, very, very funny movie. If you're a martial artist fan as well, if you're a martial arts movie fan, you'll also notice that there is a man in this film that has a fight with John Cusack called Benny the Jet Urquhart. I think that's how it's spelled. But he is a world kickboxing champion. I think it's kickboxing. But you'd recognise him as someone who appeared in many Jackie Chan Hong Kong action films as one of Jackie's opponents. There's a fight from, I want to say Armour of God. I'm not 100% sure. It might not be. But he's in that as well. But he has a fight with Martin Blanc, who is John Cusack's character. And for some reason, Martin Blanc is able to hold his own against a world champion fighter. But yeah, great movie. The only thing that really throws me off about this movie is Michael Cudlitz from Walking Dead, played Abraham in The Walking Dead. Michael Cudlitz in this. This was 1997. He plays a guy in this called Bob DeStefano, who is at their 10-year high school reunion. 3 years previously, he played a varsity hockey player in Mighty Ducks 3. So that's what threw me. I always thought that was a bit weird that Michael Cudlitz was playing a high schooler 3 years prior to playing a 10-year high school graduate in this film. But yeah, Grosse Pointe Blank, absolutely amazing movie. Just such a good film. Joan Cusack's also in this as well. She's amazing as John Cusack's assistant. But yeah, just so cool. So good. So that's the Blu-rays. That's quite a big, funky, chunky, monkey pile. Let's have a look. Oh, so this is what I've picked up so far. There is a 4K in there, which is the Mad Max Fury Road. So these are the 4Ks, and the 4Ks are starting off with a classic 80s movie. I just realised 3 of these are essentially just kids' films. This is a classic 80s movie. Again, this is an upgrade from Blu-ray to 4K, and it is Labyrinth. I adore Labyrinth. I have the Blu-ray there, and also have the soundtrack, the David Bowie soundtrack. This was directed by Jim Henson. It was written by Terry Jones from Monty Python. It's got Jennifer Connelly in it. It's got David Bowie, obviously. It's got some of the best puppetry work and like practical makeup effects. Like the bit with the hands is incredible. The door knockers on the door, like the set design of the actual labyrinth itself. You've got Ludo, you've got Hoggle, you've got the tiny little caterpillar on the wall when she first enters the maze. It's like, hello, you want to come in and meet the missus? I love it. I love this film. And it's got such a good score as well. Who did the score? I can't see. I want to say, yeah, Trevor Jones, there we go. Mute score by Trevor Jones, written by Terry Jones of Monty Python fame. This is really good. It's got the Blu-ray there and the 4K by there. So, I love Labyrinth. Absolutely adore it, and I love that they use the original poster art on the front as well, which is just incredible. Then another sort of family-oriented film. Again, I've never owned this on Blu-ray, but I think I owned a DVD at one point. It's Robin Williams in Jumanji. I remember I saw this in the cinema when it came out, 1995? Yeah, 1995, and was blown away by it, loved it then. Hadn't really watched it for years and years, but I saw this and I was like, it's £6. I'm just going to get Jumanji because it's really good. I remember it being really, really good. Yeah, I mean, the visual effects don't necessarily hold up now compared to like Jurassic Park, I guess, which was made 2 years prior, 1993. It was released 2 years prior in 1993. But still, this is like top tier Robin Williams, this is. Just so good. So unbelievably good. So yeah, that's Jumanji on 4K. Again, like Labyrinth, you have the Blu-ray on the inside and then the 4K Blu-ray as well. So yeah, that's another great movie to add to the collection. Now, I wasn't really going to... I picked this film up because this really stood out to me when I saw it on Disney+. And I watched it, like, compared to the other previous films that have come out on Disney Plus from Pixar as well. So I think it was Soul, which was very, very good. It was really good. But it was more dramatic, and then there was Inside Out. I wasn't that fussed on Inside Out. And also Onwards, which I just thought was a quite mediocre movie. But they weren't ones that I felt the need to get a release of. Except this one, which is Turning Red. Turning Red is just a lot of happy fun. When you're down, watch Turning Red. It'll cheer you up. It's great fun. You can see the Ghibli, or Ghibli. I say Ghibli. I don't know if it's Ghibli influences on this film. And yeah, it's amazing. Like, when I watched it, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then I left it like a couple of weeks, and then I went and rewatched it again. And thought, you know what, it's such a good film. And this was £6 on 4K. So I was like, I'm gonna get it because it is such a fun little film. Yes, it's a kids' film, but it cheers you up. It cheers you up. And that's why I bought it, to cheer me the hell up. And then the last two 4Ks are two films that I've been meaning to get. I say that for everyone. I've been meaning to get this on 4K, or I've been meaning to upgrade this. But I have, because I do have one version of the one film on Blu-ray, but I only have the other film on DVD. So, Hellboy on 4K, and Hellboy 2, The Golden Army on 4K. I now am 4K'd Hellboy up. Guillermo del Toro's fantastic comic book adaptations of Mike Mignola's just iconic comic book character, Hellboy, with Ron Perlman as Hellboy, and just great movies. I watched the Neil Marshall film and it was awful. Even Neil Marshall said that Hellboy was awful. It was like the worst movie he's ever worked on. And then they've just released Hellboy the Crooked Man. Is it the Crooked Man? I think it's the Crooked Man, which was directed by Brian Taylor, who was one of the directors of Crank, which has gotten horrible reviews. But I was just like, you know what? it's about time I 4K'd Hellboy, had them both. And so they were 10 quid each. I initially ordered this on the first 4K order, but it was a Blu-ray, it wasn't the 4K, it was the regular Blu-ray. But they didn't have it. And when I spoke to my brother about it, he said that it was possible that it had a printed cover. So when you order stuff online from CEX, if it has a reprinted cover, they won't send it. They'll just cancel the order, because no one wants to buy pay a premium price for something that doesn't have an original piece of artwork. If you're buying reprinted covers from CEX, don't, because you're essentially getting ripped off, I guess. And I only know that because my brother works for CEX and he told me what happened. But so, yeah, so like initially I ordered Hellboy 2 as a Blu-ray, and it got cancelled. So yeah, I when I went to order this one, I had a look to see if they had a 4K, and they had the 4K as well, and it was a tenner. I think that one was £6, that one was 10 quid, so 16 quid for the two of these. Fantastic on 4K. So that is my, what the fuck did I buy? It's been a while since I've done this. This is a bit of a hefty, chonky boy of an update, and I'm glad you all enjoyed it. Well, I hope you enjoy it. Whatevs. Big shout out to Secondhand Home Theatre Matt, who has just done a reply to my previous, a video response to my previous video, which is the 4-movie horror marathon, because I didn't really know many people who to pass on, because like I said in the video, I'm not very active or very well versed in that community. I just like putting videos up, and the people that I would have nominated are the ones who wouldn't have nominated me. I was going to nominate Lee at Nerdy Geezer, but he's not a massive horror movie fan, but I have something coming up, an idea for something coming up that I may tag him in, so keep an eye out. But yeah, thanks Matt for all the great words as well that you said about my channel. Go check out Matt's Secondhand Home Theatre channel. I'll link it at the bottom. His stuff is more like, I guess, the techie side of home theatre than the movie side, like my side. But definitely check him out. His videos are really, really good, very informative, and yeah, definitely worth your time. So thanks everyone for watching my update. My arms don't have, they like, it's because there's the rest of them, but I feel like, yeah, it's weird. But yeah, thanks. That was a bit of an odd one. So yeah, I am sort of back here. This is the third video, 3 videos that I've posted since I moved. This is the longest one, the most exciting one, and the most fun one, I guess. So thanks everyone. As usual, if you enjoy the video, give us a like, give us a subscribe. I'd like a subscribe, but I'm not really that bothered. I just like making videos and putting stuff up about movies. So if you all enjoy it, give us a like, give us a subscribe, say hello in the comments. So thanks, yeah, as usual. I am going to give you a salute. I'm going to throw up the peace sign. I'm going to tell you I'm out. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.